Hello everyone! Welcome to Aida's Tailoring! In today's video, I'm gonna make a beautiful cardigan. Do you remember the t-shirt that I copied? Well, I'm gonna take that pattern and I'm gonna transform it into the cardigan's pattern. So I'm gonna show you how easy it is just to tweak a little bit of pattern to have something different. So let's go! This is the fabric I have. Isn't it gorgeous? My colleague gave it to me. This is the remnant of something she did. I'm gonna burn it a little bit. I do that all the time to see how natural is the fabric, because to me it looks super natural. And it is. Look at that. It burns fabulous. You see how it is? It's like a paper instead of balls. See? Oh, that's pretty natural. But let's work. I'm gonna use the same pattern I made when I copied the t-shirt, because this t-shirt looks so good on me. The only thing, I'm gonna modify it a little bit to make it like a cardigan. While I'm gonna use the back pattern the same, I'm gonna make the sleeves a little longer and I'm gonna modify a little bit the front part. So now I'm just copying the pattern. I'm not using ruler, but you please, you use it. It's just that I don't like to use ruler with the markers. So I have two ways that I can do this cardigan, and I'm gonna draw them both so you can understand what I mean. So the first way is pretty much making like a rounded collar, and I think it looks really elegant. And the second way is more like a V-like neck, and I'm not sure if that will look more relaxed and nicer with this one. I think I'm gonna go with the V. So pretty much, you see what I did? I just make a line for my V and that's it. Add the seam allowance. If I want to button up that, I will add 1 inch at the center front, but honestly, with the cardigans, I don't like the cardigans too big. I prefer the cardigans rather small, because otherwise they seem too bulky when you are wearing it. Unless, of course, you wanted to close it. I'm cutting out that pattern. Next thing I have to take into account when cutting this cardigan is the pattern of this print. I have flowers that come up and down, and if I am not careful, it could look bad. In general, this kind of fabric comes mirror, and it will be great if you can cut it like that, but this one isn't, just because I'm missing like one part of the fabric, like at the other side. But it's okay, I still can try to place this pattern in a way that seems nice. I'm taking into account as well the lines, and as you can see, I'm leaving just a little bit at the bottom of the lines to cut my pattern. And I cut just once, just one piece, and then I put this piece I cut upside down so it will mirror, so I can cut my next piece. And I'm taking into account the lines and the flowers, of course. So pretty much I'm trying to have the lines in the same position, and that the flowers as well are more or less in the same position, because mirror they won't be, because it's just not possible, because this pattern is not possible. Now I'm gonna cut the back. As you can see, I'm taking the longest part of the flower and I'm gonna fold my fabric there. I don't have enough material to cut the sleeves anyway, so I'm gonna use this black knit, which looks pretty similar to the original one. And yes, my colleague gave that to me too. So I'm placing my pattern, but to place it well to cut it, I'm gonna make sure that the lines will match. This is why I present the other cut, so I can more or less measure it. And now I'm cutting it, but I'm not cutting it. I'm cutting it close, because I need to see that the lines are folded perfectly well, So when I sew, everything will be matching. Now my cardigan is cut. I need just the sleeves. I'm gonna press a little bit this fabric because it's a little bit wrinkled. And you don't want too many wrinkles before you cut because that can warp your pieces and then your finished garment won't look too good. I'm gonna cut approximately 18 inches the sleeve because I want a 3/4 sleeve. And I know that 18 inches is a little bit too long, but I prefer to make it a little longer than shorter because after it's just a matter of try it on and then cut it a little bit more. So I'm making sure to measure the length exactly, and then I'm gonna mark the finish line and mark the hem, and I'm gonna see more or less what will be the width of my sleeves, and I'm gonna mark that at the bottom part, and I'm gonna just trace the sides of the sleeves. You see, it's very easy. I'm just making that sleeve longer. That's it. Now I have my pieces ready, so I can go to my sewing machine. And right away I put together the 3 pieces by the shoulders, and I'm gonna stitch the shoulders. If you want, you can use elastic stabilizer, but I don't know if you can see, this material is so strong and so good that I think I don't need to use it, so I won't use it today. Now is the time to sew the sides, and I'm gonna try to match the lines as much as I can. This is why I decided to baste the part where the lines are, but I realized that those lines are not the same size, the same width. I don't know why. And look at that, you see, it's good, but it's not good because one line is a little bit bigger than the other, you see. So anyways, you can play a little bit with the fabric. What I'm gonna do is to open this part a little bit to see if somehow I can stretch out a little bit the small one or is the biggest one. Anyways, I'm not super preoccupied for that because I'm a happy woman. And look at that, this is more or less what I could do. I could have put it perfect, but you know what they say, the shoemaker's children go barefoot. Now I'm sewing the other side. I'm not gonna search those sides. Now is the time for the sleeve. It's so difficult for me to recognize what is the right side and to the wrong side that I just, when I know what is the wrong side, I just put some stickers, and that way I don't get confused. I don't have to think twice. I just think once and that will be enough. So I put my stickers and I remove the pattern, and now I fold it the way it's supposed to be folded so I can just sew, and that makes my job way easier. I'm sewing the 2 sleeves and I'm serging them as well. And now I just need to place those sleeves on my cardigan. I always try to present it over a table so I don't get confused. And now I'm just pinning. I always try to mark the centers, if you can say that, because not really, and pin it to the blouse, and that way I can be sewing. I place a few pins, not too many. The sleeve is not too good to have too many, but enough for me to be sewing it in the right way. Anyways, this is the copy of a commercial pattern, so you know how they do. They always do a little flat but easy to sew. After I sew my sleeves, then I'm gonna serge them just to clean them, and pretty much my cardigan is almost done. I want to finish this cardigan with a tape all around. I want to make a tape at all the edge all around, and I'm gonna make, if I can, because I don't know if I have enough material, but I want to make a tape as well at the bottom part, like a hem. So I see that I have enough, at least for the most important part, which is the front part. I'm making it as wide as I can. Here I have to cut a little bit, and I'm gonna fold it after. And for the bottom part, I didn't have enough to have it in one round, but that doesn't matter. I can just join two pieces together at the back and it will be okay. I'm gonna cut a little bit the front just because I don't want it to be too big, my cardigan, and as well because that will eliminate a little bit of the curve and my bias or my tape will look better as well. So there is two reasons, and this is why I'm removing a little bit of the roundness as well on the bottom of the cardigan, so it looks a little bit more straight. Now I'm going to start with the hem, and I'm going to sew that straight because I don't have too much material, but if you have enough material, always will be better if you sew at 45 degrees. But again, the shoemaker, And now I'm going to stitch that folded. I don't know if you have noticed, I'm using my regular machine even though I'm working with knit, but in this case this knit won't be stretched out, not even to put it on or put it off or get it off my body. So I'll be okay. I always pull a little bit the material while I'm sewing, and it's okay for that occasions. After I iron my tape, now is the time to sew it on my hem. And the way I like to go, I do it the same as I do waistband. I like to start from the center towards the sides. And that way it gets less pull, let's say. After that, I can just serge it and I'm almost done. I'm gonna do the same with my other tape. I'm gonna sew all around, but I'm gonna leave just a little open because I have to measure and finish those edges after. So I'm going to start at the center back around the collar neckline, and I'm going to sew both pieces together from the neckline until the bottom part of the front. When I am arriving it, as you can see, I now can measure exactly where it finishes, and what I'm going to do is just to cut it, and I'm going to take it out of the sewing machine because I want to finish this by folding it inside out, stitch it, and then turn it. It will be, of course, a way better job if you do a miter corner. If you want, I can make that miter corner for you in another video. I make sure to start sewing from the tip so that way I know that the edge will match. And I'm gonna do that the same at the other side, and I'm gonna serge all around. And after I serge, I'm gonna just take my serge tail and I'm gonna tack that part there so it gets tacked. You can do a top stitch all around, but that top stitch, if you do it, this one has to be with a stretch stitch, and I don't want to use any stretch stitch today. And this is my top. It's looking really good. I just need to hem the sleeves. But now I need your help, please. Which one of these two options do you prefer so I can finish my cardigan? And if you find this video useful or entertaining, please give us a like, give us a hype, and don't forget to subscribe, share, comment. Bye!